over here, I have already go to a new sheet. Dalam sheet ni, kita akan belajar Ctrl K. So, Ctrl K means hyperlink. So, now what I want to do is, I want to go here in this particular cell over here and I want to type the word called part 1. Okay, so I'm going to write here part 1. If you look here carefully, I go to this cell C9 and I wrote the word part 1. So, what I do is, I press enter and then I naik atas balik. Okay, so what I do right now is saya menulis perkataan part 1. What I did is I typed the letter called part 1. The next step what I need to do is I need to press Ctrl K. When I press Ctrl K, you will notice that a box will appear. Maksudnya, bila kamu tekan Ctrl K, sebuah kotak akan keluar. A box will appear. And then what you need to do is, you need to go to place in this document. Okay, later I'll explain to you what is existing file, what is placed in this document. So, I wrote the word part 1. I click place in this document and I select part 1. Once I select part 1, I press OK. So, once I press OK, what happen is, bila saya klik kat sini, when I click part 1, you will notice that dia akan pindah kepada sheet part 1. It will go to the sheet called part 1. Okay, maybe I need to repeat again so that you need to get the picture. So, maksudnya, you just say, I go to this particular cell and I tulis go back. Okay, I type the word go back, I press enter and then I naik atas. Naik atas means I go up. And then what I do is, I press Ctrl K. Meaning, when I press Ctrl K, you will notice that a box will appear. And then what I do is, I just go to home and I press OK. Once I press OK, so when I click it over here, you will notice that it will go to the home. Alright, so maybe let me do one more time so that you can understand again. So what I do is, I go to this hyperlink. Saya pergi kat sini, I go to this particular cell, cell C11, and I type part 2. So once I type part 2 and then I press enter and then I naik atas. Okay, naik atas means I go up and then I press Ctrl K. Of course, in your assignment, in your work, I think we know what is Ctrl C. Ctrl C means copy, Ctrl V means paste. But today, what we will learn is Ctrl K. So when you press Ctrl K, you will notice that a box will appear. Okay, so there's a question in the chat box. Hyperlink is only to navigate to sheets within the same file. Okay, don't worry. Later I'll show you. Dia juga boleh pindah kepada tempat yang lain. Okay, so I will answer that question in a while. Alright. So now what happen is, bila saya tekan Ctrl K, you will notice that a box will appear. So my dear friends, boleh tak lihat kotak ni? If you can see this box, can you type number 3 in the chat box? If you can see this box over here, insert hyperlink. Okay, so you can type number 3 if you can see. Alright, that's great. So what I'll do is, I will go to part 2 and I press OK. So once I click this part 2 over here, you will notice that dia akan pindah ke part 2. It will go to the sheet called part 2. So now if just say I want to go back. So what I'll do is, I'll just type here. Okay, so go to sheet hyperlink. Okay, you can write any random name. And I naik atas, I press Ctrl K. So when you press Ctrl K, a box will appear and then I want to go to hyperlink, I press OK, and when I click this, it goes to the sheet called hyperlink. So now the question in the chat box, hyperlink only navigate to sheet within the same file. Okay, tak semestinya. So for example over here, contohnya saya nak tulis kat sini. So maybe I want to write here word. If you see here, I tulis perkataan word, I naik atas, I press Ctrl K. When I press Ctrl K, you will notice that a box will appear. I'm going to click on existing file and just say I want to go to a Microsoft Word. Okay, so kat mana I save the Microsoft Word? Just say I go to desktop and I save on 8 February. And I just click it over here. Wait, let me just do one more time. Ctrl K and let me just click on this desktop and let me just go to 8 February. And let me just click here and press OK. So now, when I click it over here, you will notice that dia akan pindah kepada Microsoft Word. So to answer the question from Syafiqah Zakwan or our friend online, dia tanya sama ada Excel ni boleh pindah kepada same Excel file ke? Tak semestinya, you can actually go to another file as well. So for example over here, if they say I want to put on other Excel file. So when I type here other Excel file, I can enter then naik atas. Okay, you cannot actually press Ctrl K while typing. You need to press enter, then only you have to go up, Ctrl K, and just see, you just click it over here, and then you just click it, and then it will go to the particular sheet. Alright, depends on where you want to go. So tak semestinya in the same Excel file, even different Excel file also can. So maybe I'll just press here Ctrl K and I click here. Okay, so this one I press OK. So when I click it over here, dia akan pindah kepada 13 October punya file. So you can just choose where you go. Alright, so now kita dah tahu dah, we understood what is Ctrl K. So if you look in this note over here, Ctrl K means hyperlink, or in a simple language, maksudnya dia adalah satu link. Link means it can go to other sheets or it can go to other files as well. You can actually try this in PowerPoint as well. You can also try this in Microsoft Word as well. So it can go to other sheet and other files. So meaning to say, if you look here, there is a note kat sini. The note is, number one is you type a text. Kamu kena type perkataan. And then after that, you just press Ctrl A, Ctrl K. A box will appear and choose accordingly. So now, you can also insert an icon or object. For example, over here, saya pergi ke insert. I go to a shape. I just create a random shape over here. And I just write here part 3. Okay. So what I do is, I just select this. Press Ctrl K. And you will notice that a box will appear. Place in this document. So there's a difference. Kalau existing file is other file. Maksudnya Microsoft Word ke, PowerPoint ke, other file. Place in this document means in the current file. And if you look carefully, I tulis kat sini part 3. So I need to go to part 3. I press OK. So meaning to say, when I click part 3 over here, you will notice dia akan pindah kepada sheet called part 3. And not necessarily you can type. You can also use icon. Meaning to say, I go to insert, I go to icon, and then just say I do a random one, maybe a home icon. Okay, something like this. I press insert. Okay, so here we have a home icon. So you click on this object and you press Ctrl K. When you press Ctrl K, a box will appear, and then you just go to this hyperlink and then you press OK. So now when I click it over here, dia akan pindah kepada hyperlink, the hyperlink sheet. So Ctrl K means it is a link where it can go to other sheet or other file. Alright, so now let me just do one more time so that you can get the picture. So now we have this sheet called sheet 16. So just say I just type here. Okay, maybe I go here. Okay, let me just put this cell over here. And let me just write maybe sheet. Okay, not sheet 16, maybe report. Okay, because when you work, you have quality assurance, you have human resources documents, you have accounting report. There are so many types of report in Excel. So I'm going to go here, press Ctrl K. Like I told you, bila kamu tekan Ctrl K, a box will appear. So I naik atas, sheet 16, and I press OK. So right now, when I click this, you dah tahu dah, it will go to report. Some of them, they will ask me, can I change the color? That means I don't want blue color. Can I change to red color? Yes. Tak semestinya dia warna biru. You can actually change to a dark color so can, black color. You want to remove underline also can. Alright. And then when you click it over here, you will notice dia akan pindah kepada sheet 16. So now if just say I want to rename the tab. Okay, saya nak tukar nama dia. So I just tukar nama kepada report. So now when I go to hyperlink and then when I click it over here, okay, when I click here, you will notice that dia akan keluar error. Okay, why dia keluar error? Sebab as you can see over here, we have already added the file name. Okay, we have already added the file name. So what if you change the file name ke or you delete the file name ke, so that's where it becomes a reference not valid. So you cannot change the file name. If you want to do means you have to redo. Okay, so you have to redo and just like that. Wait, let me just go to report and click here, baru boleh. Okay, so far understand ke my dear friends?